What is going on, my fellow YouTubers? Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today I'm bringing you a very special device that I got directly from the company coollycool.com. And yes, this is the so much awaited Umi Z. To make story short, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, actually almost a month ago, I did receive a Umi Z, and unfortunately it was a DOA unit, which means that on arrival I tried contacting this new seller that actually contacted me on YouTube, asking me if they could sponsor me the phone so that I can complete a video. Of course, the phone being on an absolute hype, I said yes, send it to me. But when it came, it was absolutely dead. It was a true disappointment, and I wasn't able to complete the video up until now, thanks to Cool and also TomTop that sent another unit right here. I was able to complete this video. By the way, this new unit is going to be given away very shortly. Actually, in this video it will be announced, so make sure that you guys stay tuned to this video. So here is the box, and looking at it on the front side, you just got the Umi logo. This box is pretty common on many Umi devices. It's made of aluminum. And on the back side here, we find some of the specs. This is the first device with the Helio X27, also known as the MTK6797X. This device here carries 4 GB of RAM, it has 32 GB of internal storage, it has a metallic unibody, and it has a 13 megapixel Samsung camera with a 3780 battery. Now before I complete all the specs about this device, let's go ahead and take it out of the box. So here is the beautiful device. I have to say that this is a very nice design, as it does look like the iPhone on the back side, and on the front I have to say that it looks somewhat to the OnePlus 3T and also some other Chinese devices that I've seen in the past, which right now I can't really recall. But I know that it has a multiple design for many different devices, and we know that that's very common from the Chinese manufacturers. So let's go ahead and set this aside. Inside we have here some manuals and stuff. This is very boring to read because it's just explaining how to start the phone, how to use it, how to charge it, and all that crappy stuff, as you guys can tell right here. So setting the manuals aside, we got the fast charger, and we can see that this thing is quite huge. And let's go ahead and compare it here to the smartphone itself so that you can see how big this thing is. It's about half the size of the phone, and it does support fast charging. And on here we're going to find the specs of this particular charger. I don't know if you guys can read that right there. So yes, it is definitely a fast charger. So I haven't been able to test it because I have my own charger and it has been working well. So this one I really have to leave it maybe for a future video. Unfortunately, the one from TomTop, I have to complete their can't say unboxing, but maybe a camera test or something that is unique for them on a separate video, just because they sent me this unit. So unfortunately, it won't be sealed by the time that you receive it after the giveaway. So inside we also got here the USB cable. This is the USB Type-C, and finally a SIM opener. Then inside of the box here we have nothing else. Coming back here to the Umi Z, on the front we have a 5.5-inch display. It has a resolution of 1920 by 1080. It is made by Sharp. Also, it has a 2.5D art screen, which means that by the edges it's going to curve a little bit, giving you guys a lot of comfort when you're holding the device. Keep in mind that this comes with 441 ppi, and the viewing angles and colors are absolutely outstanding. On top here we have the ear speaker together with the front-facing camera. I believe this is a 5 megapixel sensor and the proximity and light sensor. Towards the bottom we have a fingerprint scanner. This is going to serve as a home key and also as a task killer. And then on the left hand side we have a menu key and a back key as well, even though we can't see them and they don't light up, but they can be activated on the operating system. On the left hand side of the phone here we find the metallic frame. We also have the SIM tray, and right now I do have my SD card installed together with my SIM card from T-Mobile. On top we got the 3.5mm headphone jack, and it does work as intended. On the right hand side here we have the volume rockers up and down together with the power key, and once again we can see that this is a unibody. Everything is made of aluminum. And then towards the bottom we got the USB Type-C together with the loudspeaker and the microphone. Now the design is obvious to say that it looks very similar to Samsung and also Apple, as they both look like each other, and I guess that could be a good thing and a bad thing. We know that Chinese do like to rip off designs all the time. So on the back side of the unit we have here what appears to be a dual camera. Now this is not the dual camera version. As a matter of fact, there's a new Umi Z coming out very shortly with the dual cameras, and I really can't wait to get my hands on it. We have here the dual tone LED light together with the noise cancelling microphone, and then towards the bottom it says designed by Umi in China, Umi technology and Android smartphone. Internally, we're going to have a battery of 3,780 milliamps. Unfortunately, this device, according to what I have searched on settings and also on the specs, it doesn't have NFC, which is a little bit of a disappointment. By this time in 2017, every phone should have NFC, as Android Pay is really popular, and I do use it sometimes. So let's go ahead and power on the phone. We already mentioned that it does have 4 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can also upgrade it with a TF card up to 256 gigabytes. It has the Android 6.0 is the Marshmallow, and they will be upgrading it to the Android Nougat 7.0 in the future, and that's something that I'm also looking forward to. So here we have the lock screen, and we have the standard toggles on the bottom, which we can also change on settings. So unlocking the phone, here we find the clean Android 6.0, and if you go here to the app drawer, you guys can notice that I have downloaded a few of the applications of my own, and the phone is handling very well for the most part. It's very snappy, and I haven't seen any major lags. Of course, it has the new Helio X27, and to be honest with you guys, when I saw the Antutu benchmark test, I was absolutely thrilled. This device scored 111,000. So let's go ahead and open it up so that way you can see it for yourselves. And here to compare, I have my Samsung Galaxy S7 so that we can see what a flagship really scores and what this phone scores. We can see that this is definitely a plus for the Umi Z. I mean, it's still not as powerful as the Samsung Galaxy S7, but you guys can't deny the fact that, you know, compared to a $600 phone, this thing is performing quite well. So here, let's go ahead and check all these specs that Antutu is claiming. We know that this can be faked very easily, but so far I am believing everything that they are claiming here. It has the GPUs, the Mali T880, the resolution of the screen, the camera is made by Samsung once again, and we also got the internal storage on there. So let's go ahead and scroll here to the bottom to confirm the operating system, and there we can see it, the SDK version 23. And here from settings, I want to show you that it does show the this time it shows the RAM and everything directly from about device. So let's go here directly, and here we can see it, the RAM 4 gigabytes, the internal storage 32, and this is the only variant that we're going to be finding this device. They don't have the 6 gigabyte version. I thought that on the Pro version they were going to be including it, but unfortunately it is still a 4 gigabyte device. So here we can see the build number, and we can notice that compared to other YouTubers out there, this is exactly the same one that they have received. Right now there's no wireless updates available. So let's go ahead and check here all the languages supported. This is very important for a lot of you guys buying at other countries. Let's go here into settings. So we have about 43 or 48 available. This is very standard for Chinese devices, and it's actually very convenient because on phones here in the USA sometimes we have about 10 languages supported. So you know, the Umi Plus definitely stands out, and many Chinese devices out there do as well. Also, this device has a 5-point multi-touch screen, and a lot of you guys usually ask me, Jay, why does it matter if it has a 5-point or a 10-point multi-touch screen? And the answer is very easy. That's because there are certain applications out there, like let's say you play piano or something of that nature that requires more than 5 fingers to be available at a time. Then if you don't have a 10-point multi-touch screen, it's not going to work properly. So let's go ahead and unlock this once again here, and right now I don't have my fingerprint scanner set up yet. I might leave that for a separate video, and it's going to be about the new one that I have here currently in the box. And so opening this application, we're going to find that, you see, all we can go is up to 5 fingers, and that's a cool thing. I mean, I've seen Chinese devices out there that only support 2 fingers at a time, and that's really sad. Also, we got here the GPS. The GPS is locking a signal quite fast, and even though on the back of the house here I don't have a great reception with T-Mobile, that's actually very common, it is working quite well. So as you guys can see, it did lock very fast, so that's definitely a plus for this device. So now let's go ahead and briefly here check the fingerprint scanner. If you go here to settings, we go into security somewhere around here. Let's see, let's get out of here. Let's go into security, and I believe that we're going to see here the fingerprint scanner option. We click OK, we hit continue. We have to set up a code, so let's select a pin. Let's do 1 2 3 4, continue, 1 2 3 4, and continue. So then after this, all we have to do is, actually we can leave that on default, and then you put your thumb or whatever finger you wish to record, and you're going to be feeling that vibration letting you know that your finger has been read successfully. Keep in mind that this is not an actual home button. So let's click on done. Now, something I didn't like about this particular fingerprint scanner is that if your phone is completely asleep, like it is right now, and you try to wake it up using the home key, even with the wrong finger, it won't start until you try too many times, and then it says too many attempts, try again in a few seconds. So to fix this, all you have to do is unlock it manually, and then if you try the right finger from the first time, it'll unlock for you, as you guys can see right now. So that's a little bit of a bug that I noticed on the system, and it's something that I didn't like, and I haven't seen this on other Umi devices. So for this reason, I have to give it maybe a 7 out of a 10 when it comes here to the home key. Now, something I also want to mention here briefly is the camera. The camera is a 13 megapixel sensor in the back made by Samsung, and so far is working quite well. Something I did notice is that it doesn't have optical image stabilization, and that's getting a little bit old now. We know that many flagship, if not all flagships out there, do carry some sort of stabilization on the cameras, and Chinese devices seem to be a little bit behind on that aspect. Now, when it comes to the colors, the quality, and the focus, and all that good stuff that we look for cameras, it does look quite well. So flipping the camera to the other side, here we have that 5 megapixel sensor, and it's just like any other Chinese camera. It looks a little bit grainy at nighttime, and the quality is not the best, but at least it will do the job for selfies in the daylight time. So with this being said, I believe I have completed so far the unboxing and a little bit of the overview of the Umi Z. And I also want to announce the giveaway of this brand new unit. Now, unfortunately, when you guys get it, it will still be in brand new condition, but the seals are going to be broken because I owe a video to this company called Top. This one came from Coolly Cool, and this one came from this website. Actually, you can see it right there. And all you have to add is a .com at the end, and you can search their website. They're very nice, and they even included this little adapter for my convenience. So the giveaway has been announced from today, and basically all you have to do